Ella Woodborne is not your average 16-year-old girl. She's the recipient of the 2020 Les Hall Conservationist Award and was named the Sunshine Coast Young Citizen of the Year. Ella is a young environmentalist on a mission to create better and change for good. So Ella, you're a high school student and you've already achieved so much. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got to where you are today?
Well, obviously I'm very passionate about the natural world, and I have a deep passion for the natural sciences, so it's actually something I'd like to pursue after school. I also have a deep love for the arts though, specifically creative writing, and I really feel that the arts can be a great vehicle to embody a lot of messages that you'd like to promote. For me, it's sustainability.
What did you notice that wasn't working at your school?
There's very much a lack in education about these various worldly issues at the moment, and I feel that especially kids in primary school, so like under 12 I'd say, are very impressionable, and a lot of the stuff that I learned in primary school still influences me today in the decisions I make. Not only did we have to now provide information and educate our peers, but also give them the facilities and the methods for them to implement that knowledge.
How did you address this problem in your school?
Green Team started off as just me and a few friends. It was actually really simple, and over time it's thankfully grown quite a bit, and it's a student body that looks to address wildlife and environment issues. So we went about it a few different ways. The first one being that we did quite a few audits. We wanted to make sure that we knew what we were working with. So for us, we found that our waste production and our paper consumption was quite substantial, so that's what we tended to focus on. So we went straight into the recycling bins for the Containers for Change scheme. So we could start really recycling a lot of our bottles specifically, and we're hopefully in the process of getting some compost bins. But also it was tailoring what we're doing to what was going on in terms of the world and the organisations we supported. So we support Greenpeace International, and they were doing a palm oil campaign early last year. So we tailored about a term specifically to focus on that issue as well, because we had so much information that Greenpeace was providing us. We could use that then to educate our peers and hopefully discourage them from supporting companies that use palm oil.
I'm interested for you, which of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals do you personally feel motivated by?
Personally, I feel very motivated about the Sustainable Development Goals that surround the issues of environment. Number 7, which is affordable and clean energy. Number 11, sustainable cities. And 13 through to 15, which is climate action and life on land and below water. I think those are very important, at least to me personally. But in terms of the world, I think it's something we also all need to address. It's quite a matter of urgency, because a lot of these aren't going to be fixed overnight. A lot of them will take years, if not decades, to address.
Ella, can you tell me how you think the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals could be used to help young people try and figure out what they should do?
I think that the framework is a really good tool to help guide them, perhaps lead them towards a career. If they're unsure, like, I'm passionate about, gender equality, maybe I'm suited with this field, but I think it also gives them a purpose, because a lot of the time in school we're taught, go get a good job that's going to make you money. And I think a lot of people are left very unfulfilled.
Such wise words. I wish I'd had that advice when I was 16. How do you find purpose if you're young? How do you find your purpose?
I think it can be really difficult. I think it's a challenge a lot of young people face, especially in a constantly changing and evolving world. It's really difficult to try and find your niche. That's why I actually would recommend to look at the Sustainable Development Goals and see which one sort of really suits to what you feel passionate about.
Ella, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to me today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.